Well, I've been fascinated with racing ever since I went to the Indy 500 when I was a kid. And I thought it would make a fabulous, fabulous film. To me, it was like kind of the modern version of Ben-Hur chariot racing. And I thought if you could get the cooperation you needed, proper cooperation from IndyCar, you could do an amazing film. Basically, in order to do this film effectively, we had to get the support of not just CART, but all of the teams individually. And that was a long and difficult process. The first thing we did was we needed a great team who would support the project from the beginning. And we wanted the best team, and so we went after Newman Haas. And after some discussion, we got their interest and built on that.
Well, Stephen, told me about IMAX and the type of film this could be, and he had some racing knowledge. It sounded very interesting, and I went to see an IMAX film, and I got pretty enthusiastic about it.
Director Stephen Lowe has assembled a team of some of the most experienced and talented IMAX technicians and production staff. Producer Pietro Serapiglia, cinematographer Andy Kitsanik, assistant director Mike Prentice, production manager Lily Antonecchia, and cameraman rigging specialist Bill Reeve.
You wanted 2 days to shoot and 2 days to light and wrap.
IMAX is the largest film format, 10 times the size of 35mm. Though they are shooting with the smaller Mueller camera, it is still a heavy, bulky, and very expensive piece of equipment to attach to a race car they hope will exceed 225 miles per hour. Camera assistant Per Ingeshay and Bill Reeve must ensure every bolt and screw is tightened and completely secured to counter the car's vibration.
The vibrations that are coming off the engine are just outrageous. And it's the kind of stuff that loosens screws and makes everything want to fall apart. It doesn't bother the image too much, but it really messes around with the mechanics.
The production has purchased their own IndyCar. It is a novel but necessary camera rig for all the onboard footage.
We had never mounted quite that heavy a camera on a car, and so it took rather some engineering to mount it where it would be stable, didn't vibrate too much, and also at speed that there was no chance it would fall off. We came up with a pretty good mounting system quite sturdily, and it seemed to have worked out very well.
The first test shoot is scheduled for Homestead Speedway in Florida.
And then we'll quickly spin that. When that's done, we'll put that far away. We'll spin the camera around and do this.
With the camera mount sorted out, all they need is a driver.
First, we got the cooperation of Newman Haas, and then Carl Haas was insistent that we use Mario Andretti, which was great for us. But we had to, basically his attitude was, if you can't get Mario, we're not interested because we really want somebody who's going to do the job properly. And so we kind of nervously approached Mario to see if he'd be interested, and he was very interested from the beginning. So with Mario's name and prestige and his skill as a driver, as a highly versatile driver, we were able to do the first tests and prove that it was possible.
Stephen Lowe explained to me what he was attempting to do, the project, and the fact that they already secure the team that I had driven for so many years to provide the car, all the equipment, all the logistics and mechanics to field the proper race car. And they needed a driver. There I was, and I just, I really seized the opportunity.
With Mario Andretti confirmed as the driver and full cooperation from Newman Haas Racing, Mario's son Michael also becomes a player. Andretti is certainly one of the most experienced race car drivers in the world, but he has never driven with an 80-pound camera strapped to his back. The crew watches anxiously as Mario goes out for the first time. Country road is not a smooth speedway. Though Don Lyons may feel drivers have no nostalgia for their old cars, when there's a break between camera loads, Mario regales the crew with stories from the Roadster era.
And here's Antonio the Great coming off the four corners. It's only a half-mile track, and he's doing all of about 80 miles an hour. They said 300, 400, 500, 600 miles an hour because he had these rockets exploding, you know? So, Chris Economac and this guy Sam Nunes was another promoter. They were out in the stands and tried to get reaction from people. He said, hey, he says, what do you think of that run, 600 miles an hour? The guy gets up and said, ain't no way. He said, 300, 400 maybe. No way a guy was doing 600.
The Roadsters were brutal cars, very lethal. A number of drivers didn't survive the Roadster era. They were very deadly cars. And to have the driver survive and the car survive and both of them reunited in an IMAX format is just an incredible opportunity. It's truly once in a lifetime.
For the science and technology aspect of IndyCar racing, the production moves to England, where the Cosworth engines for the Newman Haas team are built. As with any competitive manufacturing, there are areas which are highly secretive, creating new problems for Director Lowe.
We had a great deal of difficulty filming at Cosworth because when we arrived, clearly the PR people had given us permission to film there, but the engineering people were not happy about it. And we felt like we were kind of filming in Fort Knox or something. People were really unhappy with us filming in case, I suppose, that we revealed any secrets, and understandably so.
Well, why don't you just watch what we're doing, or have someone watch it, and that helps flag us when there's a problem. Okay.
You're constantly negotiating with whether you can film this, whether this piston or valve is a secret or not, and how you film it, and they had to look through the camera and make sure that something wasn't being seen. And they were suspicious also that maybe one of the crew members was technically competent enough to understand certain things about the engine that they didn't want to reveal. They didn't know who we were. We might have been from, one of us might have been from Honda. So that was a tense day at Cosworth.
The diplomatic director then moves on to a more cooperative shoot at Lola Cars for the chassis assembly.
Lola, on the other hand, was much more open. They were really interested in the film and really wanted to help us out. So filming at Lola was a pleasure.
In the wind tunnel at Lola, a mini model of a new car design is tested for its front and rear wing aerodynamics.
Okay, well, I got an idea. That's great. Can we put another one where you had before? And then you got the whole thing. That's really nice background. Watch your eyes, guys. It's a bit wet.
Okay, but this one is for the stream in front or for the...
We're not going to do the one in front because there's too much turbulence.
Okay, well, he's too front, back. The more backlit we are, the more you're going to read the smoke. That's going to just wash out.
I agree. Although that is nice on the wheels. If you want to...
Is going with the crew because it'll get out of control. You'll hear stuff.
The lighting of the scene is critical to show the movement of air over the car's surface.
Closer in towards you.
As an added difficulty to an IMAX shoot, the film processing lab is halfway around the world in Los Angeles. The lab has reported problems with some of the film shot at Cosworth, but there's no way for the director to review the footage quickly enough to decide if a reshoot is necessary.
There's a slight flicker in A29.
And
yeah, and that's the one he mentioned. So that's why I thought perhaps it would be...
There's going to be slight flickers.
No, because the xenons were flickering. That's what we were aware, and they guaranteed us it wouldn't flicker.
Yeah, so I...
So that's, but that's only, I didn't realize it was one goal.
Yeah.
And what was his opinions?
Well, he said everything was fine. The only thing that he pinpointed was... Actually, I have my notes upstairs. That right with me. He mentioned...
Oh, it's not an overwhelming, consistent problem.
What was your T-stop on?
It's pretty fat.
What was it?
8-ish.
Based on their past experience, they decide not to risk the expense. In testing how air moves over the skin of the car, the wind tunnel technicians traditionally use white paint. Stephen Lowe comes up with the idea of layering colored fluorescent paint, both prettier and highly effective. To film the crash test dummy, a special slow-motion IMAX camera is brought over from Canada.
Bring the legs through. Up. Stay down. How many paces?
It is an extremely complicated shoot for what will be only a few seconds of screen time, but crucial in illustrating the concern of protecting the most important element in racing, the driver.
fully...
I'll say action.
Okay, so let's on action, I'll show you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we all understand that this camera takes 8 seconds to get to speed, so my turn will be up, and his turn is going to take a long time.
Cut. Ready. Oh. But it's good. I mean, it's not going to be long at all. It's the last take.
Now the technical, safety, and some onboard filming is completed. All that remains is an actual race, and it will be the most difficult part of the film to shoot. The Toronto Molson Indy is one of the last chances to obtain racing footage with the cooperation of the other teams. As if the normal race atmosphere isn't edgy enough, Lowe is faced with trying to coordinate some of the other drivers and has only about 8 minutes to film on the track before the race begins.
Steven around?
Steven?
Yeah. Steven, did you want to frame this so that we can very quickly go to like compromise between the 30 and the 40? Or do you want to just sort of optimize it for the... Remember how we were...
Yeah.
Here.
What's our best lens? It's the 30, really, isn't it? Especially if it goes alone.
Yeah.
Is that the fastest? Remember Sebring?
Yeah.
If there's other cars, if we can get the other cars...
the 40's better, yeah. Right.
Okay, let's go with that one. And then we can do either lens, depending on whether we get Indy lights on the track with us or not.
Oh, okay.
Is it going to be ready in half an hour? That's and the car out there. So we're talking. It's good.
Well, where are the cameras?
So let's work at it, and then we'll just be.
Okay, but we got to get Mario out there too.
Okay,
we're not doing bad. We're not. We're doing pretty good. I think as long as they can get their computer.
But the other thing is, can we tow the car out there and work on it in the pits too? So
Lenses, frame rates, framing, and camera mounts must all be specifically decided. This is literally a one-shot deal.
Force perspective, eh?
Okay. Now, you need one guy on the other side. So here, I'll stay here. You go over there. Oh, okay. All right.
The only thing we have to do is we have to get a correct computer, the pickle map on this one.
One more look.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Cut off. I always forget about it. I think that's good. What if you go a little bit?
What do you think? Like,
is that maximum? I don't like the one that's further down.
Yeah, neither do I.
I mean, it's okay for a shot.
Look out, heads up, heads up.
The decisions are made, camera prepped, and the car is pulled out on the track. Lowe and the crew double-check a few last-minute details.
Have the reload really ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be right here.
Okay.
And the 40 is going to be ready in case that gets puckered up.
Okay, I might want the 80. We had to get a whole bunch of variables lined up before we could shoot at, for example, Toronto, which was one of the most difficult weekends. We had to have perfect weather. We had to have the cooperation of 30 drivers. We had to have the other events give us some time. We had to get the support of IndyCar. And we got all that in Toronto, which was one of the key races in the film. And then Mario disappeared at the last moment, and we couldn't believe it. I mean, he knew we'd been waiting for hours, and he was standing with us. Suddenly someone said he's driving the pace car around the track.
And we were just mortified. Here was once in a lifetime opportunity to get all of this stuff in place. It was never going to happen again. And Mario was gone.
He's coming. So he's on his way.
If you can yellow flag it for a moment, it'll give him a chance to squash it. The pace car. Is he in the pace car?
Anybody have Mario here? The pace car?
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's get him out of the pace car. Mike.
Even I know that's why I said it's in the pace cars. He said he's aware.
He's got to get out. I can't believe he did it. He knows. Where is he? Oh, man. It's nuts. Can we get them?
With precious time slipping away, all the meticulous planning has not prepared the crew for losing their most important element.
He doesn't have a suit on. And really, there was nothing that IndyCar could have done to give us more time. We had a small window, and the whole weekend, in fact, in a way, the whole movie hinged on getting Mario in that car. Hopefully 3 or 4 laps. Mario, just keep in mind, if you've got no cars in front of you for a long ways, just switch the camera off. Wait till you get a bit closer. Okay. Right? Or if you see someone coming up behind you, you can switch on. Switch on and off if you need to, 2 or 3 times. But if you've got a nice lap with some good shots in, keep it rolling. Just if it goes dead, turn it off. All right. Okay?
We had fuel for about 14 laps, so.
Hopefully we can come in for a reload, but they're not saying that. But
Sporting, so.
yeah, well, enough to sell it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
What are they doing over there? There we go.
It is out of Stephen Lowe's hands now. Mario becomes driver, cameraman, and director for the next 8 short minutes.
Get that out of here. We're making a real movie here. Cut.